their mind. Very quickly, Womack behind 0-2.
And very quickly, the Mets have a great defensive infield, but they struggled all year long with their outfield play until they acquired Hamilton. Agbayani struggling right. Henderson struggled some in the left. Had McRae in center for a while.
Al's pumped up again. He has settled down nicely, as Anderson did. We talked to him about, hey, Al, you know, you show your emotions a little bit on the mound. He said, that's fine by me.
That kind of antic, or what looks like I'm out of control, is really internally I'm very much in control. As a matter of fact, if I look at a lot of my games, my better games are when I'm acting like that. I know even Bobby Valentine said, you know, when I watch you and you look all serious and quiet, and he gets worried. He likes when I get a little flaky.
You got the big flakes this afternoon, frosted flakes. J. Bell has walked and went out to center field on a great shoestring catch by Darrell Hamilton in the 4th inning. Just the home run by Colburn, which Finley followed with a single. That's the 2 walks came in the first 2 innings. He's been masterful. Inside to Bell. Actually, it nipped him. Way inside.
The left fielder, Luis Gonzalez.
Want to get away from him a little bit? I mean,
he's just cutting that ball. It starts out over the plate, and sometimes you get on top of it a little bit, and it just keeps on riding in there. Got away from him just a tad. But he obviously, his game plan is to pitch J. Bell in all day long. He's only thrown him 1 pitch outside, 0-2 pitch, about 6-8 inches off the plate.
Luis Gonzalez, 2 fly ball outs, 1 to center, 1 to right. Had 2 hits in the opener, but since then, his average in this series has gone to 2 for 9. There's that lead again in Olerud's play, Ray.
Well, what happens here, and the way that you can defeat this, watch how Olerud gets off there, and he's blocked you because you get a lead right behind him. You go ahead and take a full step over there, and the only way that the pitcher can get you is pick you off and step off the bag. If you go on his first move and he comes to first base, Olerud's moving back to the bag, you're moving to second base, and you're gone. The Leiter does not have a very good move, so what you do is you stretch your lead, force him to throw over there, and go on the first move. Now, I had some pretty good speed in Cincinnati, but
Ventura to Alfonso. Bell is forced, and that's it for the Diamondbacks in the top of the 6th inning. Heading to the bottom of the 6th in New York, the top of the order for the Mets.
Shannon please, has always talking trash.
You're paying, baby.
He's always trying to get inside your head.
Seahorn, you don't know your elbows from your...
And sometimes, he can get downright nasty.
I bet you pay transaction fees on your mutual funds. Your mama pays full commission. You know how to calculate a P/E ratio?
When we created a smarter kind of investment firm,
How diversified is your portfolio?
we created a smarter kind of investor.
You can't even spell Dow Jones. Woo! Okay, guys, let's get this right. To calculate a P/E ratio, you divide the stock price.
Watch out!
easy.
The V6 Passat.
Nice car.
Quick, responsive, room for 4.
Hang on. I saw this in a movie once.
Hey, welcome back.
Thanks. What are the machines doing on this early?
We've been on for the last 72 hours.
Why?
We got the
Canadian order. That's huge. How are we going to fill that?
Hey,
Sounds like we just did.
Oh, all right.
PSEG. We make things work for you.
Call now.
Looking for the ultimate way to be hip? Check out the Ultimate World Series only on ESPN Classic. It's the 7 greatest games in World Series history. The best game 1 through 7. From Kirk Gibson's blast against the A's to Jack Morris's mastery of the brains. And in between, plenty of great plays, Fenway, and say hey. So don't blow it. Watch the Ultimate World Series starting October 22nd only on ESPN Classic. To get ESPN Classic, call 1-800-CLASSIC. Are you old school?
1-1 game, bottom of the 6th inning. Our Aflac trivia question answer. Question: Mets 14-7 at home in the playoffs. Who won the Mets' first home playoff game? It was Game 3, the clincher in the 1969 NLCS. Nolan Ryan pitched 7 innings in relief of Gary Gentry. 3 hits, 7 Ks, and the Mets were on their way to the World Series, which of course they won in 5 games here against the Baltimore Orioles, with Jerry Koosman winning 2 games in that series, winning Game 5. But Nolan Ryan was the first Shea Stadium Met winning pitcher in postseason. He won a few other games, too. Hall of Famer as of this summer, Nolan Ryan. Top of the order, Ricky Henderson, 0 for 2, then Alfonso, then Olerud. In there for a strike to Ricky. Ricky fly ball to right and ground ball to third. 0 for 2. Chipper Jones is up with 2 men on. Well, then it wouldn't be the bottom of the 5th now, would it? So I don't know. We'll get it straight. You see now, very dangerous when you have 2/3 of the information. Apparently they've retired Chipper Jones. That's why they're in the bottom of the 5th. 2-0. Ricky, with 6 stolen bases in this series, has been a virtual menace as he's been throughout his entire career. Staying alive. Of course, Ricky is also a menace in the base on balls department. Has walked 3 times. And this has been well documented. He is 3rd all-time Major League history in the walk department, behind only Babe Ruth and Ted Williams. Ricky with 1,972 walks. The Babe 2056 and Ted 2019. So he's going to catch that, you would think. Runs, he is 5th all-time, behind only Ty Cobb, Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, and Pete Rose. With Cobb at 2245, so he's could catch that. Not to mention, he's going to get probably 3,000 base hits.
Well, if he plays
810, right?
If he plays 5 more years like he says he's going to, that's a lot.
And how about he's going to get 300 homers, Rick? I mean, it's hard to kind of.
I just showed you
better numbers than that. Staying alive. Not a lot of room here at Shea in foul ground. Stadium built 1964. You know, with Candlestick closing, by the way, for the Giants, stay open for the 49ers. Oldest parks National League, Wrigley Field, of course. Dodger Stadium 1962. Candlestick was built in 60, but that'll be gone next year. Shea Stadium, the 3rd oldest National League, 1964. Built when the World's Fair was here in New York. Home for the Mets and the Jets. 10th pitch now. Anderson to Henderson. This is what he does, huh?
Yeah, this is a tremendous matchup here. You talk about Ricky Henderson's ability to walk. Brian Anderson 4th in the league. As far as control, only 1.8 walks per 9 innings. So that's why you get to 10 pitch at bats, because Henderson doesn't strike out too much, doesn't swing at bad balls too often.
Bat splintered. Ball foul. Had a couple of nights here in the Northeast this week. Put up a little kindling in the fireplace, and Ricky just contributed to it.
Tremendous ratio here. Brian Anderson early in this ball game, actually to the 6th inning. 75 pitches thrown, 53 of those have been for strikes, just 22 balls.
Rip just past Cookie Rojas. All of a sudden, after lulling us with these foul balls, that one had a little hair on it. The hero is on deck, Edgardo Alfonzo, and he's seen just about, not that he needs to, he's seen just about every pitch that Anderson has here.
Well, he has. This really helps the offense right here. Everybody, not only they see a lot of pitches, but it ends up tiring a guy out, because what he's doing, he's having to make pitches under pressure. And that's his 13th pitch, all under pressure. He doesn't want to walk Ricky Henderson, and that takes away from your stamina more than anything. And it may not happen with Ricky Henderson, but down the line, when he has to make a pitch, he may just hang something.
On the 14th pitch, Henderson with a base hit that bounces away from Gilkey. Patience is a virtue, and that's why the Mets have a base runner. Henderson has stolen 6 bases. He's scored 4 runs, but Edgardo Alfonzo, you talk about a week? Monday, home run, first inning. Mets beat Reds. Tuesday, home run, first inning. 4-4 ninth at Arizona. Grand slam, way deep past the foul pole. Blast it back. Home run, 4th inning. I would take that week. Ricky is aboard, and Alfonso is up. Menace and menace.
The 14 pitches of Ricky Henderson in that at bat was more pitches than Brian Anderson threw in the 1st, 3rd, or 5th inning total.
This should get out of play, and it does. In any postseason series, any World Series, LCS, the record is 8 stolen bases. Ricky for the A's, 5 games against Toronto in the ALCS. Lou Brock twice in the World Series for the Cardinals against the Red Sox and Tigers in '67 and '68. Ron Gant, you saw, a young Ron Gant for the Braves, turned the trick, and Willie Wilson, the mercurial one, when he played for Oakland later in his career against Toronto. But the record is 8 in any series. So Ricky has 6 in this one.
Well, Brian Anderson told me that he did not know if he could stop Ricky Henderson from running. But he said he feels he's got a good enough move, but he thinks the key is that he's going to stop Ricky Henderson's feet. He's going to not let him get a walking lead.
Well, that pitch count that Anderson had nursed so beautifully is going out the window this inning.
That was just one of those classic battles with a great hitter and a young pitcher out there that has depth control, showing you how many quality pitches he made. That's what happens to foul balls. Foul balls are just when hitters have a pitch that's too good to put into play, and they just fight him off, trying to work to a better pitch to hit.
Skied in the infield. Stinnett. Now Matt Williams takes charge. He grabs it. 1 out.
The first baseman, John Olerud.
John Olerud, 1 for 2, a sharp single up the middle in the 1st inning. steps to the plate. Olerud is 6 for 14 in this series. And we've documented how all of a sudden, at least in this series, lefties it's getting better off them than righties in the regular season. I mean, that's not even close. One-time batting champ, 1993 Toronto Blue Jays, when he hit .363. A year ago, hit .354. The highest average in Mets history, breaking the old mark, held by Cleon Jones with .340 in the Miracle Mets year of 1969, the year in which Ryan won the game in relief, Seaver, Guzman. One and one the count to Olerud with Henderson, the runner at first base, in a 1-1 game. Chris Berman, Ray Knight, Buck Martinez with you on ESPN2 and Points Beyond. Glad you could be with us. Been great. That sidewinder, Ray.
Yeah, he's thrown that 4 times today and has thrown 4 balls with it. Only thrown a total of 24 balls all day long. Just a different look. It doesn't necessarily mean he's trying to make a pitch with it, but always can put something in the back of the mind of a hitter.
I wouldn't say that Ricky's timid out there, but Anderson's doing a great job, right?
He better be a little timid. I know one thing. He's not going to be able to get a walking lead, and that's where Ricky's so successful. Brian Anderson said the one thing that he was going to do was make sure that he held the ball, varied his pitch to the plate.
Olerud to the gap in left center field. Cut off nicely by Finley, but Henderson into third. Olerud with a single in the Mets have runners on the corners with 1 out. See Ricky Henderson run, and we got to give Anderson a lot of credit there, although there he is at third base.
Well, Chris, the whole thing with Henderson, he's not real comfortable against Brian Anderson. Watch Ricky at first base during the Olerud at bat. He couldn't get a good read on Anderson, and because of that, he couldn't steal. You see how he's going back to the bag when Anderson goes to the plate. He has run wild on the Diamondbacks in this series, but Anderson neutralized him in that particular at bat.
And of course, you can't say that it woulda, coulda, shoulda. Had he stolen a base, then he might have scored on the hit by Olerud, but we'll never know. Anderson might have pitched differently. One of those things, but right now, Agbayani is just trying to loft the fly ball to break this 1-1 tie.
And Buck, I'm also going to give him credit for the John Olerud hit Ricky Henderson because of the way that he worked Anderson during that inning.
Well, this will be out of play.
Certainly is a factor, Ray, and Anderson made quality pitch after quality pitch to Ricky Henderson, and finally Henderson, as he's done throughout his career, gets a pitch that he can drive the other way and starts this inning. I mean, these two guys, Anderson and Leiter, have really done a good job, and Buck Showalter has said throughout this series, you know what, Brian Anderson is a very capable pitcher, and I'm not concerned about starting Randy Johnson on short rest.
Henderson now trying to distract Anderson a little bit down the third baseline, and that pitch is inside for a ball 2-1.
Now this is where you see a pitcher start to change a little bit. Not in his mechanics, but his thought process. Brian Anderson going right at hitter, pitch after pitch after pitch. Now he's behind Agbayani 2-1 because he wants to throw the perfect pitch to get a ground ball double play.
Inside, 3-1 with Ventura on deck. center field. This will go all the way to the wall. Henderson scores. Olerud is being held up at third. Double for Agbayani. Mets lead it 2-1. Playing, but he has given the Mets the lead. A visit to the mound by Mark Connor to Brian Anderson, and Agbayani 2 nights at hitting cleanup Ray. 3 for 5.
Well, there's no greater pressure than when you come up for your first cup of coffee in the big leagues. Agbayani on the fastball down, stays inside the ball, did not try to pull it, kept the ball in the air. That guaranteed 1 run, got it out there in the gap, set up a second and third situation. But when he first came up with the Mets, all that pressure is right on your shoulders as a rookie, never having played in the big leagues. Once you get that under your belt, it becomes easier and easier to play on the big league level.
Greg Olson, right-hander, up and throwing for the Diamondbacks.
The third baseman,
Robin Ventura doubled down the right field line his last time up. Robin is 1 for 2, 3 for 12 in the series. Strike 1.
Although you have first base open with 1 out and Pratt on deck, you still have to go get Robin Ventura here. You go right at him, try to get an out there, make your mind up then if you want to walk Pratt to pitch to Hamilton.
Good play by Stinnett to block it. Keep Olerud at third. Here's Pratt on deck. Back to the mound. Anderson checks the runners. What a big pitch and a big out by Brian Anderson. 2 down for Pratt.
Todd Pratt.
See the pitch coming right at us there. A breaking ball slider. Hasn't thrown a lot of them lately, but does throw them to left-handed hitters, and Ventura off the end of the bat. Nice pitch in a crucial situation for Anderson.
Todd Pratt 0 for 2. This will be out of play.
Now you ask the question, right-handed hitter Todd Pratt, left-handed hitter Darrell Hamilton on deck. Left-handers 295, 31 for 105 against Anderson this year with 1 home run. Mr. Darrell Hamilton's the man that hit the home run when he was with Colorado, 521 at Coors.
One that counts to Todd Pratt. Member of the Phillies in '93, had 1 at bat in that NLCS win over Atlanta. Did not play in the World Series against the Blue Jays. A little chop at the third. Matt Williams fronts the diamond to Colburn, but Benny and the Mets have taken a 2-1 lead through 6.
I'm from AXA Advisors.
AXA Advisors. Yes.
That's a new name.
For thousands of financial professionals. Like me.
And me.
We help people take the long view. Achieve goals like college tuition.
A secure retirement.
A better life.
It's all based
on a relationship. A long-term relationship. And soon, very soon,
We can start working.
Together.
Building your future.
AXA Advisors, building futures.
I expect a lot of my family. I expect Joe to get heartburn, Tony to get nausea, and Sarah indigestion at the mere sight of food. Instead, Joe would get indigestion, Tony diarrhea, and I'd end up with heartburn. I just keep first aid handy at all times.
Pepto-Bismol relieves more stomach problems than any of these other leading medicines.
I expect the unexpected.
Pepto-Bismol, first aid for heartburn, diarrhea, nausea, indigestion, and upset stomachs.
Picture this, a life without worry, where problems are quickly solved. Picture a future that's financially secure for you and the ones you love. Picture Nationwide, with auto, home, and life insurance products to protect what you hold dear, and retirement planning to help you prepare for your future. If you can picture it, Nationwide can too. Nationwide, insurance, financial services on your side.
An equal housing opportunity insurer.
Listen here, baby. I am only one a burning desire. Let me stand next to your fire. Let me
The newly restyled 2000 Sunfire. A hotter set of wheels, money left to burn. By Pontiac.
Now playing right field for the Mets.
Diamondbacks trail the Mets 2-1 here in the top of the 7th. They know that they don't come up with a run or two, they'll be going home not the way they want to be going home. Roger Cedeno, after the heroics by Benny Agbayani, Cedeno is now the right fielder. Just cannot speak enough about the job that young Benny Agbayani, not even with the club when they came north in April, hit cleanup game 3 and game 4 division series, and he comes through with a pretty big RBI double and 2 for 2 last night. What a great story. Matt Williams swings through this pitch from Al Leiter. It's 1-1. Williams, Colburn, and Finley, the batters here in the Diamondbacks 7th. Matty now 5 for 14 with the 0 for 2 today. Hits this to center. Darrell Hamilton with a good jump on it. 1 up, 1 down. Here's Bill Pito.
All right, Chris, over on ESPN, the wheels have come off for Houston. Braves and Astros. Chris Holt in relief of Shane Reynolds gives up the base hit there off the bat of Andrew Jones. The error allows Jones to go to second. Brian Jordan scores from third, and then Eddie Perez gets through. 2 more runs score. That makes it 5-0 in favor of Atlanta, and they're still batting in the top of the 6th with no out.
Squander those chances. Thank you, Billy. Squander those chances on game 3 and game 4, and your heart goes out a little bit, doesn't it? That's the way it looked.
Yeah, and that play should be made right there back to the pitcher. You start giving a team 3 or 4 outs an inning, and they're going to put some runs up.
Yeah, and they're not going to give up any either with Atlanta. So the Braves getting close to being the first team in. Or maybe the Mets. This game is ahead of that team. We'll see. Greg Colburn, who homered to left field for the lone Arizona run. Colburn has been aboard 5 of 6 times in his appearances in game 2 and game 4. Walked and homered here today. Leiter ahead 1-2 with Finley on deck. Whoa. You know, just thinking, we talked about this in game 2, and then of course that was the one the bottom fell out for the Mets. But Monday night at Cincinnati, playoff type game. Well, it was a playoff game. Tuesday, game 1 against Arizona. Friday, game 3 here last night against Arizona. Today, game 4 against Arizona. These 4 games, the Mets have led 25 of the 33 innings. They've tied the other 8. They have never trailed in those 4 games that we just detailed. Game 2 got out of hand. They've kept the pedal on, and so is Colburn to left field. But Ricky Henderson, leaning against the wall, snares it.
Center fielder, Steve Finley.
Now we got baseball here, and of course football tomorrow. NFL Countdown. Mike Tirico, nice enough to sit in for yours truly on the morning show for 2 hours. Get you set with everything week 5 of the NFL. Then NFL Prime Time. We'll see you at 7:30 if the games continue this way, with Tom Jackson as we run down the fastest 45 minutes in television, everything that's going down, and then we get set for one of our favorite games, 8:15 tomorrow night, the Bay of Pigs. The Tampa Bay Bucks at the Green Bay Packers from Lambeau Field. Countdown, primetime, Bucks Pack. Good day of football tomorrow on ESPN. Hope you can join us.
Chris, one of the toughest places to hit a ball out of this ballpark is right in that little swell there. You see right there at the 41-42, a little bit to the right, it extends out. It's 338, then it goes to 358, but there's a little well right in there to the right of 42, right where he hit the ball right there. You can see right there to the left of that sign, there's about a 6-foot indentation there, makes it a little tougher.
Alfonso to Olerud and a 1-2-3-7 for Al Leiter. Finley is gone. 7th inning stretch time here in New York. Will it be a party?
At BASF, we don't make the snowboard, we make it stronger. We don't make a lot of the products you buy, we make a lot of the products you buy better. BASF.
With technology unavailable in any other SUV, just how smooth is the ride of the new Land Rover? The new Land Rover. Technology you'll be comfortable with.
Your Land Rover retailer has something else you'll be comfortable with. Great lease rates on a Discovery.
So, sir, I think that I could be a real asset to your company.
Jenkins, I think we can use a man like you.
Thank you. Oh, thank you.
For about the price of an ordinary hotel, Residence Inn offers you a living room, too. Just in case you need one. Residence Inn by Marriott. Room to relax, room to work, room to breathe.
3 years ago, my IT guys told me there'd be 2 kinds of businesses. Those with a vision to master the internet, and those without. And we didn't want to be the second kind. So we called Dell. Dell came to see us and showed us how to use the internet for direct relationships with our customers, suppliers, everyone who's a part of our business. With Dell support, there's no limit to where we can go. We always knew we needed the internet. We just didn't know how badly.
Be direct. Dell. Dell servers use Intel Pentium 3 processors.
Still trying to make the major leagues? Log on to MajorLeagueBaseball.com to reach the major leagues every day. Video highlights on demand. Live game audio. 7 days! Get comprehensive World Series coverage and order your official clubhouse cap and tee. MajorLeagueBaseball.com lets you be a part of the major leagues, and it may even help your game.
Leading off the Mets.
Bottom of the 7th, and starting to get festive here at Shea Stadium. The Mets have not advanced in the postseason since 1986. And our newer in-game box score as we begin with Darrell Hamilton against Brian Anderson. Alfonso with the home run in the 4th inning, but Benny Agbayani now out of the game, hitting in the cleanup hole. The RBI double in a 3-hit, 1-run 6th. And that's why the Mets are leading 2-1. Luis Gonzalez snares this one. Hamilton is gone. Buck Martinez, Benny Agbayani, what a great success story, hitting cleanup with Piazza injured, and he had a little veteran part about him, huh?
Well, in the first inning, Brian Anderson throws him a changeup, and Agbayani pulls it to left field, and then he makes an adjustment into sixth. A 3-1 changeup down and away with Ricky at third base, and he drives in the second Mets run. He made a good adjustment in his third at bat.
Ray Ordonez ahead of that pitch.
You know, we talked about the other night, Agbayani coming into the league hitting 10 home runs really early off of fastballs. And then people started going to breaking balls and changeups, and he really didn't adjust. He's obviously beginning to adjust, knowing that Anderson had to change up. Just missed that first changeup for a home run, hit it off the end of the bat a little bit.
Broken bat over a leaping bell, and Ordonez is aboard. One out, and Leiter coming up. Let's move it over to Bill Pito. What do you have, Billy?
Here's what we have over on ESPN. The Braves' onslaught continues in the 6th inning as Gerald Williams, the base hit that drives in 2 more. Atlanta has scored 5 runs now in the 6th, and they're still batting in the 6th. They're up 7-zip.
And they will be, barring a major Astros comeback, the first team in the Division Series history that started in '95, admittedly not steeped in tradition, but the first team that will have lost the first game and will have won the series.
Matty Williams way in at third base, as is Colburn, almost vacating first. Leiter 11 sacrifice bunts this year, tied with Ordonez for the club record, for the club lead.
Foul ball. We've not seen great bunting. We've seen a couple of real good bunts in this series, but a couple of weak efforts. Pop-ups. Foul balls.
Well, if Colburn leaves early, Ordonez can just take off. But with that move, look at Matty Williams. I mean, he's out there about 70 feet from the plate.
Well, and he can't do it again, so the count is 0-2.
Well, you're not going to bunt with your bat barrel laid back. You've got to get the bat barrel out front with your bottom hand down, your top hand above the bottom hand, and then you just catch the ball on the bat barrel, just like catching a ball with your glove. It's just eye-hand coordination. Slide that, in his case, that left-handed up on the bat around the trademark and just catch the ball with the bat barrel. But you can't make contact at the plate or behind the plate, because the ball is going to always go straight down, especially if you dip the bat barrel toward the ground.
Is there any question, even with 2 strikes, that here's another bunt attempt?
Well, I think he's got a bunt unless Ordonez can get some type of jump over there if Colburn vacates too early.
I'm just wondering if Matty's a little tight. He doesn't think so. It's popped up, and with nobody at first, they catch a break. So Anderson catches the pop. They're 2 down, and Ricky Henderson up. And Ricky will take all the time in the world to get to the batter's box to get a Leiter organized in the dugout, because after all, Leiter really didn't come to the park today to lay down a sacrifice. It would have been nice, but I think he's contributed in other ways.
Well, I think that that's the second most important part of being a pitcher, is being able to bunt and get runners over, because it creates offense. I mean, it's a huge offensive weapon, and for me and my starting pitchers, I'd rather, right after pitching well, I want him to be able to get the ball down, because now you're hitting with runners in second base, runners in scoring position, and make this a 2-run ball game. So he will go back there, as much of a perfectionist as he is, and hammer himself for not doing that. Yes, he should.
He will, and you're absolutely right, by the way. He will. 1-0 pitch to Ricky, who had a 14-pitch at bat the last time up, but not this time. Gilkey in right, and the Mets are gone. Ordonez stranded. 2 innings until possible celebration here at Shea.
With our most advanced four-wheel drive system ever, QuadraDrive, Jeep Grand Cherokee goes where you could encounter anything. So we tested for anything.
Only Puerto Rico sounds like this. Only Puerto Rico puts it all within your reach.
Just do me a favor. Act happy tonight.
I am happy, honey.
Hi, my name's Ricky. I just moved next door to you.
Why does he dress like a Bible salesman?
Critics are calling American Beauty a flat-out masterpiece. Touching and hilarious, bittersweet and brilliant. Look closer at the film that's being called the best movie of the year. American Beauty, rated R. Now playing everywhere.
ESPN's coverage of the divisional playoffs is brought to you by Red Wing Shoes. For the dealer nearest you, call 1-800-359-BOOT. And by Hyundai. Every Hyundai is backed by America's best warranty with 10 years powertrain coverage.
Crowd about 56,000. We'll get the official in a moment. Hoping to see what the Mets have not done since 1986. Win a postseason series. With Henderson retired, Melvin Mora is now the left fielder. So Mora and Cedeno flank Hamilton, who has gone the route in center. 7-8-9 for the Arizona Diamondbacks. Team that won 100 games this year. Played with, well, they're certainly, I mean, on paper they're an expansion team, but with their second year, but played with the maturity and confidence to win 100. Buck Showalter, they need to dig down and borrow some of that right now. Gilkey, Stinnett, and a pinch hitter here against Al Leiter.
John Franco just getting up, warming up in the bullpen. Turner Ward, the big right-handed bat on the bench.
Hit by Gilkey to left. Moore just in the game, makes the catch. Our newer in-game box score, Greg Colburn, is the one that solved Leiter for a solo home run in the 5th inning. Finley followed with a single, and that's been it. Tony Womack's struggles continue, and can't say that he's alone, but when you look at the top 4 guys in the order, and it's a complete 0 for 10.
And I wonder, is that just Turner Ward on deck? I just wonder, is that a coincidence that that's the only inning, that they got to hit is the inning that you mentioned, the no-hitter?
I'm sure I'll hear about it from Al, and you know we will. Al Leiter worked with us in the postseason last year, and I said, we enjoyed seeing you, but maybe you won't have to work with us, but you'll be working this October, if you know what I mean. He goes, I kind of like that. Kelly Stinnett looks at strike one. And Leiter continues to have command. He's throwing pretty much the same. Huh, Ray and Buck? I'm going to bring you both in on this.
Well, for me, he certainly has been able to establish that fastball in, has not thrown a lot of sliders, pretty much just worked off his fastball in off the plate.
Chopper to Ventura. Olerud, 2 out. And now Turner Ward, with a pinch hit 2-run home run last night, will step to the plate.
For the Diamondbacks, number 10, Turner Ward.
And now with Ward coming up, Dave Wallace, the pitching coach, will go out and visit with Leiter and Pratt.
Well, I'm sure this is just a visit by the pitching coach to give Al Leiter an opportunity to take a deep breath. Bobby Valentine has got the bullpen up. John Franco is throwing behind Leiter down in right field. But Al Leiter all day long has had good stuff. As you look at Franco, he should be ready by now. He's had plenty of time to get loose. But this is Leiter's situation. He's going to face a former teammate in Turner Ward, the switch hitter. Leiter and Ward were together in Toronto, and of course, Turner Ward hit the 2-run home run pinch hitting last night against Rick Reed. But Al Leiter has established his fastball. He's been in the strike zone, and you remember about 97, he pitched Game 7 in the World Series. Last Monday, he pitched that big one-game playoff against Cincinnati. He liked these situations.
Obviously, Buck, look at the way he has delivered. When he delivers high and tight to Ward, ball one. 4 times in their history, the New York Mets have had an opportunity to close out a postseason series here. All 4 times they have delivered.
Now that you have 2 outs in the 8th, John Franco has set down. Armando Benitez, their closer, is now up. So what that tells me that Bobby will use Armando, although Franco is still up out there. But he won't be afraid to use him to get 4 outs to close this game out.
Inside, ball 3.
Well, that's a hitter going up there with a real idea. All 3 of those pitches just borderline off the plate inside. You've seen most of these Diamondbacks chase that ball all day long. Turner Ward has not bid on it.
Well, he took it, and now he will take off his shin protector. And Turner Ward has come in and now represents the tying run with 2 outs. And if ever there was a time for Tony Womack to shake the termites out of that wood, this probably would be a good opportunity, at least from Arizona's perspective.
Tony Womack having a very tough series, 0 for 63 with 6 punch-outs in his 16 plate appearances. Really no right-handed bats over there that manager Buck Showalter feels really good about. You've got Frias, Hanley Frias, a shortstop, and Damian Miller, who has a problem with his hand, so Buck is a little boxed here. Even if he does want to hit for Womack, he doesn't really have any right-handed thunder over there.
Off the glove of Alfonso. Womack with the speed beats it to first. So the normally airtight infield of the Mets, admittedly a very tough play, could not recover.
I don't know how tough that play was, Chris. This is a very long hop. That ball should not be a tough play. That ball hits way out in front of Alfonso. I don't know that if his glove got in front of his eyes or what, but Jerry Colangelo's wife really likes it as she jumps up there. There's the owner of the Arizona Diamondbacks, Dave Wallace, to the mound.
Meanwhile, Wallace to the mound, and Leiter relieves to a hero's reception, and well-deserved. Benitez coming in a 2-1 game.
This is life. This is getting every mile you can out of life. And this is how you get there. Kelly Charger high-performance tires are engineered for long mileage. Of course, that's no guarantee you'll live harder, go farther. Just an invitation.
Wake up to the thrill of Mach 3, the first triple-blade razor. You take 1 stroke, it takes 3. For the closest shave in fewer strokes with less irritation. Mach 3 from Gillette.
Let's be honest. There's really no such thing as a gracious winner. You might might say things like nice game or shake your opponent's hand. But no matter how humble you are on the outside, deep down on the inside, you're saying, I'm better than you are. The Mitsubishi Galant, ranked the #1 family sedan under 20 grand by Car and Driver. Better than Accord or Camry. Boy, we just love saying that.
Reach across time and see yourself. You stand tall against terrifying enemies. You build masterpieces and break down barriers. You rush into the future and meet your past. For every time, at every moment, the official network of every millennium. The History Channel, where the past comes alive.
My Sports Center meal starts at 9:53 a.m. with the Did You Know as my appetizer for the 10 o'clock show, which is my main course. And for dessert, I don't know, the ice cream with the cookie dough is pretty good.
Armando Benitez on to face the dangerous Jay Bell with 2 aboard and 2 out in strike 1. It'll be Benitez to close for Leiter to go the route.
Armando Benitez, straight cheese, 98-mile-an-hour fastball. Slider getting a little bit better. Split finger.
Ray, are you surprised there's not a pinch runner for Turner Ward?
Well,
I am.
Andy Fox is a better runner than Turner Ward. You've got Hanley Frias to play defense. You have Harris and Durazo as left-handed hitters over there. So I'm a little surprised he didn't put Andy Fox to run right here.
Ward is the tying run at second base. 2-1 now to Jay Bell. The go-ahead run is very fast in Tony Womack. His speed enabled him to beat the throw by Alfonso.
Turner Ward,
I'm sorry, Ray.
No, I'm sorry, partner. Turner Ward, a very average runner, Chris. Average at best.
See if that comes into play if Bell gets the bat on the ball. With the speed of Benitez's pitches. Oh, Bell slugs it to left field. Moore is in the corner. It's off the wall. Ward scores. Womack scores. Bell is into second. 3-2 Diamondbacks.
Left fielder, Luis Gonzalez.
Jay Bell, who drew in 112 runs this year, just sat dead red.
Well, we said before the ball game the Diamondbacks love the fastball. There it is. Middle in, 96 miles an hour. Jay Bell loves to jump all over those fastballs. We talk about him being a high ball hitter. He's just a dead red fastball hitter, period. That ball down, driving it off the wall. You just can't throw balls by this type hitter.
Luis Gonzalez will get a free pass, and that will bring up, with 2 men on, Matt Williams. See of the 142 RBIs. In no way do we mean this disparagingly. However, play made on Womack by Alfonso, the hitting hero to date, inning over. Right?
No question about it. That play should have been made. That's a long hop. Alfonso, as you see, Bobby, you don't want to read what his lips. There's Buck. Little different reaction here, baby. Watch Buck. He's just so professional. Walks back in there and says, "Atta, baby."
Okay, I got a couple of runs, no problem.
I know his insides are churning out, or he's the toughest man in America, because I never see him react.
Matt Williams, 0 for 3. High and tight, ball 1 from Benitez. So now remember, Henderson out of the game, Agbayani out of the game for hitting.
Yes, sir. Big point there, Chris.
Now, Henderson might not come up because he just batted, but Agbayani's slot due up third. However, Cedeno can hit. I mean, but a change in what the Mets have available to them in the lineup right now. One and one to Matt Williams. Foul back, just a little above us. 1-2. Oh, by the way, if there's a game 5, Randy Johnson gets another crack at the Mets. He'll be matched up with Yoshi again. Ripped by Matt Williams. Bell being sent around third. The throw by Mora. Out at home. He's out. Mora has thrown the runner out to keep this a one-run game. Mora's throw, and Pratt had it aligned. Had to make the dive back. A nice play by the Mets, but the Diamondbacks own their first lead.
First at foot action.
Frogs do not have the active response system. And it shows. Only the Alero has the active response system. 16 features working together to connect you to the road. Of course, if a frog wanted to know more about the active response system, this is where he'd turn. Alero by Oldsmobile. Start something.
Exciting episode of...
Welcome to the age of Vega. Sony Vega, part of the Sony home entertainment universe.
I think AOL is one big community.
It's not hard at all to use.
Customer service is always there to help.
I've never heard of anybody else having what AOL has.
People that are on are just like you.
America Online. So easy to use, no wonder it's #1. Sign up today.
Today, I consider myself the luckiest man in baseball because I just found out that Wendy's Bacon Mushroom Melt is back.
Wendy's delicious bacon mushroom melt.
When you gotta have one, you gotta have one. For the first time this afternoon, the Mets are trailing 3-2 Diamondbacks at the bottom of the 8th, thanks to a 2-run double by Jay Bell, who then was thrown out at the plate on a bang-bang throw by Melvin Mora. Buck and Ray, we look at it. Buck Showalter argued, but it looks like Pratt clearly got the tag down on a good call by Jerry Davis.
Well, look at the catcher, Pratt, come back into the baseline. He puts the tag on the left foot of Jay Bell. They call him out, and it's a very good throw. Buck Showalter came out to argue with Jerry Davis after the inning, said the throw beat him, man. Buck, he had good position. And Melvin Mora comes in defensively, makes an outstanding throw to the plate to nail Jay Bell. Melvin Mora was almost released by the Mets last winter. He was a minor league player. Nobody knew much about him. Cookie Rojas went down to Venezuela to work with Edgardo Alfonso, and he saw Mora. He says, man, we got to bring this guy into camp.
Well, speaking of working with Edgardo Alfonso, Buck, the hitting star, and now feeling probably pretty bad about the miscue, although it was a hit. Made in the field, Edgardo Alfonso homered to left in the 4th inning. Alfonso, Olerud, and Cedeno now hitting against the right-handed reliever Greg Olson. There are a couple more changes. We'll get them for you in a moment. Tony Womack is going from short to right field, where he plays most of the time, and the new shortstop is Hanley Frias. And they bat, the pitcher is going to bat 9th. Womack, of course, already in the game. So Frias goes in Gilkey's spot, which is the 7 hole.
Greg Olson, 91-mile-an-hour fastball, but it's very, very straight. His out pitch is that curveball. He doesn't like to throw his fastball very often. Not really proud of it. So you can look for him. If he misses with that curveball and get these guys in a fastball situation, you could see somebody jump all over him real quickly. Matt Manti has not been used all year long with a runner on base. Buck Showalter always gives it to him clean.
Which explains part of the decision-making that Buck made on Game 1 when Chouinard was in, surrendering the home run to Alfonso, which he said, why is everybody even talking about it? Because I got my ground ball from Chouinard, just couldn't get the next one. But that was Game 1. His team has battled back valiantly in Game 2, and of course here facing elimination with 2 innings to go to grab the lead. But Alfonso has a batter's count 3-1. Stinnett will give it a look, but it's safely on the screen. We should tell you that if the Mets come back and rally, and there is a celebration here, we will stay here after the game to bring you some of the celebration, but that's not in the mind of Armando Benitez. That will happen. We would maybe even hear the yelps from the ESPN zone all the way in New York. Who knows? With that happening, a big celebration there, but it's all on hold. And all of a sudden, LaGuardia Airport, a couple of miles down the road here, becomes a factor for Game 5. Tying run aboard. And that'll bring up John Olerud in his career, 5 for 9 against Greg Olson. And certainly Buck Showalter aware of that. So Olson won't do it. He'll bring in Zeke. Greg Swindell. Can you hear the wheels turning here at Shea Stadium?
We'll be back. In Australia, history doesn't gather dust in museums. It's alive in the rocks, in the music, and in the stories of the Aboriginal people. Experience the world's oldest living culture, Australia. Come and say good day.
The rugged Montana from Pontiac. With seats that create space on demand.
I need more room!
Pretty handy when you need room fast.
Never seen a minivan do that before.
Maybe it's not really a minivan. Life is more exciting in Montana. Like Pontiac.
Mom, Dad, a 37-year-old that lives at home should pay rent.
It's great, Mark.
But I want airline miles. Or points.
I don't understand.
My rent would earn me airline miles. And with points, I could upgrade to, like, grandma's room.
Like a rewards program.
Whatever.
Yeah, what does this look like, a Holiday Inn?
More ways to collect and redeem points than any other hotel program. That's today's Holiday Inn.
A blitzing 290-pound linebacker knocked John Elway unconscious. A concerned team physician kneeled over Elway. Johnny said, "Do you know where you are?" Elway sat up, looked around, and said, "Yeah, I'm 3rd and 18 on the 21-yard line."
Expect more from an original. Original Coors. Brewed a mile high.
My beer? It's got to be original.
For years, the view from the harbour bridge was reserved for the odd, adventurous seagull. But these days, even you can take a peek.
But you're going to have to open your eyes first.
Australia. Come and say good day.
Back at Shea Stadium, Chris Berman, Ray Knight, Buck Martinez in our Clarendon game summary. Well, by the way, Arizona leads the game 3-2 on a 2-run double by Jay Bell. Off of reliever Armando Benitez with 2 outs. Arizona's first lead of the game. Left-handed Greg Swindell On to face John Olerud. Olerud has gotten a base hit off of every other lefty the Diamondbacks have thrown at him in this series, so Swindell will get a shot with the tying run Alfonso at first.
Alfonso, good base stealer. Greg Swindell, not a real good move. Very slow to the plate. Kind of casts his leg up and out when he goes to first base. Always been a guy that you can run on a little bit.
Olerud 0 for 6 lifetime against Swindell. Matt Manti, the Iceman. Al Leiter says more like Vanilla Ice, came in with a half frost a couple of years ago when they were teammates with the Florida Marlins. We've not seen Manti at all. He's warming up. Not a big guy, but he throws some gas. 2-1 to Olerud.
The only thing about Matt Manti is that he doesn't come in and just go 1, 2, 3, see you later. He's one of those guys that, like they say, pitches with his hair on fire. He throws a lot of balls, a lot of 3-2 counts, gets ahead of hitters a lot of times with bases loaded.
Slicing down the left field line, and it's in the seats. You know what? You always like to get things right here. So our Clarendon game summary, hopefully it'll be clear. The Diamondbacks have their first lead of this game, 3-2, thanks to Jay Bell's 2-run double. Colburn's solo homer in the 5th was the first hit that Al Leiter had surrendered. Both Leiter and Brian Anderson pitched beautifully. The Fonz with another home run, his 3rd against the Diamondbacks. And Benny Agbayani has impressed in the cleanup spot for the 2nd straight day that he's hit there because Mike Piazza not available. There goes the base runner on 2-2, and Alfonso will go back.
John Olerud does not strike out very much. In fact, he walked 125 times this year, only punched out 65. So Bobby Valentine, 2-2 count, trying to stay out of the double play, keeping the shortstop honest because Olerud hits a lot of balls that way. Actually, Jay Bell was covering on that particular move towards second.
We'll do it again that time. Alfonso not moving.
The New York Mets led the National League and grounded in 2 double plays. A lot of that because of Mike Piazza, who led all of baseball.
Well, Olerud was second with 22. Piazza had 27. Olerud 22. Good point, Ray. 2-2 count. And Swindell will keep an eye on Alfonso. Alfonso not a major threat to go anywhere. Of course, in a looking stolen base, he has 9 at 9 in the regular season. I don't know what kind of speed he has.
Swindell, very easy to read, though, Chris. He keeps throwing over there, giving you your best move. What you need to do now is get what they call a one-way lead, where you get the biggest lead that you possibly can, lean back to first base just a little bit with your weight on the inside of your left toe, and then get his best move. See what his best move is.
Here he goes. We'll do it again. Fouled out of play. But by the way, you know what was refreshing? One of the many things about this game, which has been great. He played 7 innings in 2 hours. That's great.
That is great, man.
I mean, this inning there's more going on, of course, but first 7 innings, 2-1 Mets after 7 with Leiter and Anderson twirling 2 hours. Playoff baseball at its best. You know, we've had the game tied in the 9th inning, game 1, won by the slam 8-4, but Diamondbacks pretty much all the way in game 2, and the Mets pretty much all the way in game 3. This is a little different, and we'll do it again.
Well, this is what great teams do, great offensive teams. They keep spoiling pitch after pitch after pitch until they get a good ball to hit. You foul off those pitches that are nasty, maybe up, borderline, down and away, borderline, and it wears a pitcher out. We saw that with Ricky Henderson's at bat, which I believe led to Olerud's big base hit, as Anderson made a mistake in that big 6th inning.
This will be, when he comes to the plate, Ray, the 9th pitch from Swindell to Olerud. We saw Roger Cedeno now in right field for Agbayani. He's in the on-deck circle. Ventura after that. And Benny was great. But he can only watch it now.
This is a huge pitch because if you get to count the 3-2, then Alfonso can wait and make sure he pitches before he starts toward the second base and still stay out of a double play and get to third base on a base hit on a regular single.
Inside, and here is that full count, Ray.
Well, there's no guarantees he's going to go 3-0. I mean, with nobody out, no guarantees he's going to go. But I got to believe that he's going to be moving on this pitch right here with Olerud's ability to make contact and his pinch it to hit into double plays.
Time called. Jay Bell in with a couple of words to Swindell. Mookie Wilson, the first base coach, with a couple of words to Alfonso.
Well, this is a decision made by the man in the dugout, but I don't necessarily like it because what it does, it creates a bigger and better lead for the guy at first base, making it almost impossible to keep him off the shortstop.
Ripped by Olerud to right center field. Womack is back. Oh, he dropped it. He dropped the ball. Womack just dropped the ball. Olerud to second. Alfonso to third. Womack played most of the game at short. His shit's gone into right field, even though that's his normal position. So a nightmare of a series for him continues. And now all of a sudden the tying and winning runs or go-ahead runs are in scoring position.
Shea Stadium right field is the sun field. It's starting to get a little brighter here. I'm not sure that he didn't have the sunglasses on. Also, look as he puts his glove up. He didn't flip them down. His glove goes up right in front of his eyes. I think his glove blinded his eyes. One more time. I've had this happen to me one time at third base. Look at that glove. Can't see the ball going into your glove.
Oh, boy, what a mistake. The Diamondbacks, who had 3 errors last night and made several other miscues of the mental variety, have just put themselves into deep trouble with Roger Cedeno at the plate. Outside and high, ball 1.
5th error this series for the Diamondbacks, and this is a tough call right here for Buck. You've got a great runner, good contact guy. You've got your infield back, which is good because you're going to be able to knock the ball down. I'm not sure that you don't go ahead and walk a guy, try to make one good pitch, get 2 outs. Because in this situation, you're going to end up having to make at least 2 good pitches, maybe 3 good pitches if you go through all 3 hitters. When you walk a guy to get the bases loaded, then your pitcher just has to make 1 good pitch. Who knows? You might have hit a ground ball to third, home to first, double play. But with first base open, all the pressure's on the defense.
Strike on the outside corner, 2-1.
Bobby Bonilla, a possibility as a pinch hitter. Matt Franco, the left-handed bat over there.
Fouled away, so Swindell has gotten back to 2-2. Are you still not in favor of it?
I'm not in favor of it because you're playing the last game possibly of a series. You're on the road. You're not going to get the last at bat. You got to try right here, in my mind, go ahead and walk this guy and try to get Ventura to hit in a double play with a lefty-lefty matchup. Hope that he hits the ball right at somebody. If not, you've got to get 3 outs with that runner on third. 2 chances for sacrifice fly.
Fly ball. Womack. Moving over in center is Finley. Easily scoring is Alfonso. Olerud to third, and we're tied up at 3. Ventura will look to do the same thing with a fly ball.
Now you're going to walk Ventura here with a matchup. He's only 4 for 17 against Wendell to face the right-hander Pratt.
And you better turn 2.
Pratt 2 for 6 lifetime against Wendell. Very difficult to double up in defense of not. Well, I changed my mind. I'm thinking about not walking Cedeno. Very difficult to double up Cedeno. Not difficult at all to double up Ventura. That's why they make the big bucks.
That's right. Cedeno did his job with the fly ball.
But what you do now, you've created 2 easy opportunities to score runs by having runners at third base less than 1 out. You never know what would have happened the other way, but
Tony Womack just hoping for some redemption, because that was just disastrous. Matt Manti now wondering if he's coming in, but tie game. They're just hoping it can stay tied. One thing Arizona has in their favor: Olerud, Ventura, Pratt. None of them move. But they'll move on a fly ball to the outfield, and here comes Buck. You would imagine a double switch. It is going to be Matt Manti, so forget about pitching with the slate clean. There's no slate if they don't win this game. We'll be back.
We want to find out why this hover bike is here. And
I don't have no idea why it's there. Like I said, I went in and wanted to look at it to see if there was any foul play involved.
Let me finish my question, and then you can answer, okay?
Stay with her. 22, I'm in pursuit.
It's Jet Moto 3. The pure adrenaline and insane speed you've always wanted without all the tickets. The rush is back.
989 Studio.
Freeze right there,
Hey! Do you know what time it is? Please, people are trying to sleep down there. Please.
Let nothing stand in your way. The 4-wheel drive Passport from Honda.
So
what if you had to give up one phone call a day?
Not only is it red, but it's bright red.
Just
okay.
one.
Yeah. And then she wears these earth tones. Well, not, at least the earth. What are you gonna wear?
Could you do it?
Let's all wear red.
Before you answer, you should know that one of the most effective deterrents to kids using drugs is parents and the time they spend with their kids.
I told her.
Important signal station.
What's up, Glow Boy? You need to make a call? Nah, you don't need any change. Just dial 1-800-COLLECT. Yeah, 1-800-COLLECT. You can save $1 or $2. Go ahead, try it. Don't mention it. Just tell all your buddies. Tourists. 1-800-COLLECT. Save $1 or $2.
Many, many moves, some of them head-scratching, being made right now by the D-backs. As we are 3-3, bottom of the 8th. Matt Williams on a double switch has been taken out of the game by Buck Showalter. He just was the last man up. Lenny Harris goes to third. Matt Manti is in the pitch and will hit in that 4th spot, and Harris will hit 9th. But Ray, you're looking for a double play, and Matt Williams is your best fielder.
I don't really understand this move right here, Buck. There's Matty Williams. You got to have a double play in this situation. Matt Manti, first time with the Marlins in a situation, runs on second, first, and third. You are only going to throw Matt Manti 2 innings max. 2 innings max. He is the 5th hitter if there is a no double switch. In order to be the 5th hitter, they're probably going to end up pinch hitting for him and win the ball game, and you got to go to somebody else there. But to get your best offensive player out of the game, your best defensive player out of the game, tough call.
Todd Pratt is up. We've seen Agbayani excel with Piazza's absence by hitting in the cleanup spot. Can Pratt deliver the go-ahead sac fly? Buck Martinez, you baffled as we are?
Well, just think back to game 1 with the bases loaded when Matt Williams made that great play on Ricky Henderson to nail the runner at the plate. Same situation right here, and he's a Gold Glover.
Swung on and missed. Manti throws the heat. Olerud, the go-ahead run at third base. Ventura is at first with 1 out.
If you're Buck Showalter, of course, with Olerud at third base, what you're thinking about is Manti's ability to strike out 2 runners, and a ground ball is never a problem.
Back to Manti, and Olerud is caught in a pickle. If he can delay long enough, he's tagged out. Ventura to second, and Pratt to first. Good job by Manti. Contact, no question there, by Olerud.
Absolutely. You got to stay out of the double play. You got to stay out of the double play there. Now you still have a runner in second base, scoring position, base hit, puts the Mets ahead. You're always taught, runner on first. You're at third base, ball hit back to the pitcher, stay out of double play.
And did Manti hurt his foot or his ankle or toe on that play? Certainly what they're looking at, Ray.
He hurt some or that trainer wouldn't be out there.
Yeah, well, I know that, but... Oh, so all the moves, the best laid plans of mice and men, perhaps go awry.
See, the thing about a double switch, too, while we're looking at this, you can double switch anywhere. Even though Williams may have made the last out, you could go all the way back up to Womack, who's playing right field, and make that double switch there, put your pitcher in that situation, gain at least a spot, and have Lenny Harris to play right field because he's played more outfield than he has infield.
He kind of turned his ankle a little bit, or the toe.
Looks like he kind of hit right there on the seam and turned his ankle just a little bit right there.
Well, here is Darrell Hamilton fouling the first pitch off. So now the go-ahead run is at second base in the person of Robin Ventura. Todd Pratt is at first. Ball 1-1.
Matt Manti, very fresh, hasn't pitched in this series yet, so that would tell you that he could go 2 innings. Although the majority of the year he was used as a 1-inning pitcher, begs me to think, why not start him if you're going to use him in this inning? Let him start the inning off with a 1-run lead to go all the way through. But of course, had the matchups of the left-hander. Didn't know all this stuff was going to break loose.
Well,
but it doesn't matter with him, right or left. He'll put you away.
Came over in a trade just before the All-Star break from Florida and totally changed the complexion of this Arizona bullpen, did Matt Manti. Behind Hamilton, 2-1. And runners are all over the place, and they can't catch the ball down at short. Boy, Stinnett was looking at first, was looking at second. Everybody dancing.
Well, what you do there is you run directly toward the guy. You run at him right now. You don't go to throw it. You run at him. He's halfway there. Then you come up and throw the ball with your gun cocked. What about it, Buck? You've done that before, big boy.
Yeah, he got out there so far that Stinnett's play is to just go out and make the runner make a commitment. By the time he double clutches, it's too late to get him at second.
2-2 pitch to Hamilton. Do it again.
What a game, man.
Yeah?
Yeah,
you just noticed, huh?
Hey, threatening.
This just in.
Yeah. Threatens a no-hitter till you talk about it.
Yeah, right. Thank you.
Second baseman boots a ground ball, and he made 5 errors all year. Right fielder drops a ball that he should have had.
Team facing elimination. Team trying to clinch it home.
The best player on the bench, possible MVP candidate.
And now a full count, so this is one of those times when everybody moves.
I love this game.
Yeah, this is great. Everybody moving. Ventura will be gone. Pratt will be gone. Will the tie be gone? Oh, this is going to be trouble. Gonzalez. Foul ball.
Oh, we got to see that again. We got to see that again.
Charlie Williams down the line. Foul by, as Maxwell Smart would say, missed it by that much. Look at Manta.
I tell you what, now, I thought the ball hit right on the line.
Well, so did Cookie Rojas. And here comes Valentine. Here he comes.
We're going to get a shot of this. I thought the ball was right on the line. Remember, it doesn't have to hit inside the line, any part of that white line. All it has to do is nick it. Just get a little piece of that white line, and it's a fair ball.
Valentine, Rojas is incensed. Oh, no. What's he doing? He's gone. He just hit him.
Well, I know that, but I'm telling you this is what happened. I've been thrown out of 2 games with Charlie Williams, and he gets right in your face and says a lot of things. With this type of intensity, it's a matter of baiting, and I hate to say it, and I don't want to see that. Any coach doing that. Cookie Rojas has been around a long time. This ball game means everything to everybody out there. He obviously, in his mind, knows that that play was missed. We're going to see it a little bit later. But Charlie Williams has a tendency to talk to umpires to managers strongly. He once threw me out of a game when I was running out across the mound at second base. I never got there, and he threw me out of the game.
Now the rest of the umpiring crew just trying to restore order, and then maybe they'll get back to the argument, by the way.
Well, you've known Cookie Rojas a long time. I've known him for 25 years. He is not one of these type of people. He is a fighter, a battler. He keeps his mouth shut. I've never seen him incensed like this.
Well, here's our glimpse at it now. Yikes.
I tell you one thing, buddy.
There's one look. We got some more guys. You know what? On that look, let's see. On that look, it looked. Hey, you know what? Show that one more time, and I think everybody saw it was foul. Show that one more time, Dougie. The last one is the one for sure. There it is.
I don't know. I don't know. How do you know that white line is right there? All you got to do is nick it. All you got to do is nick it. I'm telling you.
Well, that missed by less than inches, that's for sure. Oh, by the way, it's ball 4. Oh, by the way, the bases are loaded. And here's Ray Ordonez. Have we had a few things this half inning? Bobby Valentine coaching third base. Now the Cookie Rojas has been tossed.
Probably the only one that knows the signs out there. Hey, your third base coach and your manager work daily on signs and directives. And nobody else in that dugout has coached third this year. Bobby V has coached third a lot in his career in the big leagues. So there he is.
And he's staring right at Manti. Look at it. It's great. Strike on the outside corner to Ordonez. Ray is 1 for 3. Singled his last time up. Well, if you're not enjoying this game, please check your pulse.
I better not check mine. I might be running away. Oh, man.
Strike 2. Manti ahead 0-2.
Bobby has Matt Franco out on deck.
Who is a fine pinch hitter, has won several games with late pinch hits this year.
John Franco up in the pen again.
And Matt Franco, John Franco may be coming in, but the issue right now is Ordonez. Fouled a good job because that was borderline strike 3, and he whacked at it and stayed alive.
Outfielders for the Arizona Diamondbacks, very, very shallow, daring Ray Ordonez, especially in center and right center.
Look at the left center of the hole. Fouled it back. Ventura back to third. Pratt back to second. Hamilton back to first.
As long as he keeps throwing him that fastball away, they can play everybody on the right side of the infield. And he is barely getting the bat barrel on that ball. And any ball that he is going to hit fair with that swing and that same type velocity is going to go to right field.
Ordonez staying alive. It's that tight. This game is reminiscent of some of those in that Houston playoff in '86. One game was here, the Dykstra was the star. Strike 3. Manti has struck out Ordonez. The bases end up loaded. Everybody take a deep breath now. We're heading to the ninth. 3-3. That's better now.
Hi, I'm Doug Flutie, pro football player and father of an autistic child. I started the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation to help less fortunate families of autistic children get the support they need. Here's a way you can help. Just dial 1010-220. All calls up to 20 minutes are only 99 cents, and 1010-220 will make a donation to the Doug Flutie Jr. Foundation every time you use it. So dial 1010-220, get up to 20 minutes for only 99 cents, and help some great kids at the same time. It's a win-win situation.
It is more than a trial by fire. It is a rite of passage. And if you can master your fear, outsmart your enemy, and never yield even to yourself, you will be changed forever. The few, the proud, the Marines.
I was born hungry, but I was born Italian. So that never happened again. Tonight, we had the perfect meal for us. The Olive Garden's never-ending pasta bowl. You pick any of their special pastas, and you get all the free refills you want. Ooh, spaghetti with meat sauce, fettuccine Alfredo, you name it. The bowls keep coming until you say, ooh, when? And the same for salad and breadsticks, all for $6.95.
I'm gonna eat it all.
That's because of now. Nobody's ever heard this guy say when.
I love this place.
Olive Garden. When you're here, your family.
Okay. So you want another look, huh?
I do.
All right. Buck, you were down the left field line. Ray, you're here. Fans at home, Darrell Hamilton's bid at winning the game. Called foul by Charlie Williams. Foul.
The first baseman.
foul.
You're seeing the main part of the divot. Look at where it's black.
Buck, you're down, Buck.
I'm sitting.
Bail us out here.
I'm sitting behind home plate, looking right down the third base line, and when the ball was hit live, I felt like it was foul. I think it is off the foul line. Charlie Williams has a pretty good position, and he had a good look at it, and to me, the ball was foul.
Well, let me tell you one quick story. Playing third base, ground ball over the bag, bounces, hits the edge of the chalk line, right in front of the umpire. He calls it a foul ball. A point down, get ejected, because there was a little spot right on the edge of the foul line, and the center of the ball was a good 2 inches away, but that ball's 3.5 inches wide.
From this angle, and Buck, you're down there, it looked like Charlie made the right call, albeit by a millimeter.
Let me say something about the foul line. It's painted now. It used to be chalk, and that would have kicked up dust had it been chalk.
That's a great point.
Greg Colburn is facing Armando Benitez to lead off the 9th inning. Remember, Matt Williams out of the game. Manti certainly did his job. Let's see if the Diamondbacks win it or lose it before Williams would come to bat, or Lenny Harris makes a miscue at third. Keep that in the back of your head. Colburn gone, who was homered earlier, and he is gone 1 out of the 9th. Billy Pito, what do you have?
All right, Chris, we have a developing situation here in the Astrodome over on ESPN. Look out, down 7-1, Ken Caminiti, 3rd home run of the series. 3-1 shot, the Stros have added another, 7-5, and they're still batting in the bottom of the 8th.
Who's in that game now? Obviously, Smoltz is gone. We'll get the update on who's in. These Maddox and Millwood in relief yesterday. So this would be Glavine? No, I mean, I'm only kidding. He pitched yesterday. But at any rate, the issue here is 3-3. Steve Finley, 1 for 3, singled in the 5th, 2 infield groundouts. 2 flamethrowers, Benitez and Manti pitching. And while I think we gave you a pretty good view down the line and pictures and everything today, and while you're enjoying this game at home, foul back. We've assembled a pretty good team here at Shea Stadium, we think, and that's really our thanks to our producer, Jay Cutlow, who is not with us and is home recovering from serious stomach surgery. I know we're making him churn in the bed. We're thinking about him here, and hopefully the club that he's put together here has helped you all at home enjoy these games. A speedy recovery, and Jay enjoying the game like the rest of us. I want to make sure we got that in. It's not to say that Jeff Kibler isn't a good job in the chair here.
Jeff Kibler's doing a wonderful job. We just missed the cutter, don't we?
Yeah, we did. It's almost a schmutz-rag day here. It's by the way that inning unfurled, I'll tell you that. 2-2 the count to Steve Finley with 1 out here in the 9th. Timeout. Finley, of course, member of the NL champ Padres last year. Would love to return again, remember, representing another team in the NL West. To the series, that is. Finley had the 5 RBIs in game 2.
Armando cranking it up a little bit.
He is. Yeah, he is. Little chopper, no, we'll do it again. Well, of course, in case there is a 5th game, it'll be tomorrow evening on Fox, late afternoon on the West Coast. Randy Johnson to try and snap his 6-game postseason losing streak against Masato Yoshi. Yoshi went toe-to-toe with him in game 1. No travel day, just a flight this afternoon, game tomorrow night. Finley to right field. Cedeno was there. 2 out. And unfortunately, we talked about, we've known him a long time, Cookie Rojas, but this will cost him with the shove, Ray. I mean,
yeah, it will.
You just can't do it.
No, you can't. There's a lot of things go out there verbally, though. I'm telling you, there's a lot of exchange, and you can't push a guy. I mean, you just can't push a guy.
What we saw, Charlie on the money. Not an easy job. This is Hanley Frias, who went into the game at shortstop an inning ago, his first at bat, batting in Gilkey's spot, the 7-hole.
Yeah, and another deal, too, and I know I'm that way, when you know that you're right, and Charlie obviously felt that he was right, and our pitchers seemed to second that, you know, you're a little stronger when somebody comes at you and you know you're absolutely right.
Yes. Good point, Ray. It's not going to change now.
I still thought it was fair.
I know what you thought. Well, it looks like the Astros have been retired in the 8th, so they go to the 9th now, a 7-5 game at the Dome, Atlanta leading, and the Met fans want to go to the 9th here with a chance for their club to bring home the bacon. 2 strikes. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 out, bases clear. Frias the batter. Struck him out. Pair of strikeouts this inning for Armando Benitez. We head to the bottom of the 9th. Can the Mets move on to the NLCS?
To help you remember 10-10, 3-4-5 international long distance, we're with Major League Soccer stars 3, 4, and 5.
Who's this guy?
With 10-10, 3-4-5, you can save up to 60% on international calls from home. Use your hands. Calls to Taiwan are just 19 cents a minute. In the Philippines, now just 30 cents a minute. Go long, long. Talk as long as you want for a low flat rate anytime. Oh, look, we're up to 60% off international calls from home. Dial 10-10-345 today. I like your hair. Very, bonito.
In New York, and a bottom of the 8th that's almost Rod Serling-esque, with 1 out and Alfonso at first base with none out. Alfonso on with a walk. John Olerud fly ball to right, a long run but certainly catchable, and Tony Womack boots it. Sac fly ties it. Darrell Hamilton almost wins it with a double, called just foul by Charlie Williams, resulting in the ejection of third base coach Cookie Rojas. And now, in the bottom of the 9th inning, in the footsteps of some great left-hand pinch hitters that they have had here with the New York Mets. Le Grand Orange, Rusty Staub comes to mind. Ed Kranepool comes to mind. This is the latter-day Crane in orange. Matt Franco. Franco will bat against the fireballer, Matt Manti. Franco himself has had several big hits. A blue pit that he won against Houston in August for game-winning single. 2 runs in the 9th on his 2-run single on the game here in July 10th to beat the Yankees, just to mention a couple. His first pitch is on and through everything. Bobby Valentine, in the heat of the moment, went to third base to coach that 8th inning, but Bobby now back in the dugout, and Bruce Eggs Benedict is the third base coach. Yikes. Franco, whose uncle is actor Kurt Russell, has had some big roles himself. Maybe this will be one of them. If there is celebration, we will keep it here. If there is tribulation, we won't. A day that began with Keith Hernandez and Mookie Wilson throwing out the first pitch, and another hero of the '86 series, Ray Knight, sitting to my right. The Mets, a day that continue with Al Leiter, who's brilliant. Has now become a game they'll probably talk about for a while. Matt Williams done for the day. Hard to believe, Ray.
Maybe for the season.
Yep. Benny Agbayani drove in the Mets' second run. Impressed in the cleanup spot. Cedeno has replaced him in the outfield. Womack struggled. We'll talk about him in a moment. This will be out of play. Been a tough go for Tony Womack. 2 hits, albeit kind of a gift hit from Alfonso, which turned out to be a key play, but the miscue on Olerud's fly ball.
Well, Tony Womack played the first 6 innings of this game, first 7 innings at shortstop. Moved out to right field when they made the change with Hanley Frias at shortstop.
Never got adjusted to the sun. Manti outside to Matt Franco, full count. Leadoff man, bottom of the 9th. And they have moved to the bottom of the 9th, apparently, at the Astrodome in a 7-5 game. We'll keep you posted. John Rocker trying to close it for the Braves. Fouled it off. Who would have thought a week ago the Mets hoping to get in, and they're in a position, Ray, to get into the next round of the playoffs before the Yankees.
Anything can happen, man. As we said, as long as 3 weeks ago, maybe even longer than that, there were no passes in the National League this year as far as the people that were in contention. Every ball club was solid. No clear, overpowering team or team that set itself apart.
Ball 4. The winning run is aboard. Melvin Mora, who went in defensively and made a key throw to cut down the would-be 4th run at the plate to end the 8th inning. Mora in for Henderson at that spot, and so this will be his first at bat. So the Mets, who in '69 had a chance to close out the Braves in Game 3 of the NLCS, did it. The Mets, who had a chance to close out the Baltimore Orioles in the '69 World Series in Game 5 here, did it. Alfonso on deck. Would it only be fitting? Here's the bunt. A good one. Franco easily to second. Manti to first. The Mets closed out the Reds in the '73 NLCS in Game 5. And the Mets closed out the Red Sox in Game 7 of the World Series in '86. Can they do the same and make it 5 for 5? And who better to have at the plate, Ray, than Edgardo Alfonso?
Yeah, and that's why it's so tough to pitch these guys, because if you go get Edgardo, you got Olerud, as you have Sean Dunston going in the pinch run.
Dunston a run for Franco. Lee saw his wheels in Arizona. 36 years young, runs like a 26-year-old. Alfonso, then Olerud. Alfonso was homered. And he scored the tying run in the 8th when he walked to lead off the inning. High and tight. Leadoff walk in the 8th. He scores the tying run. Leadoff walk in the 9th. Will that be the winning run? One and one. I told you before, that's Bruce Benedict now coaching third, the bench coach for Bobby Valentine. It'll be his decision whether on a single to wave Dunston home or hold him up.
Well, I tell you right now, Sean Dunston, the way he runs, base hit, he's going to try to score it.
Battling the sun is Frias, the new shortstop. 2 out. Big pitch by Manti to a tough pitch.
Now he's got a situation here with first base open where he really has 2 hitters to try to make a pitch. Buck Showalter going to go out and remind him of just that. What you do here, if you don't want to face Olerud, then you just go ahead and put him on. But if you feel like you want to try to get him out, then you make a pitch. If it's not a strike, you make another pitch. After 2 balls, you generally just go ahead and put him on over there.
Roger Cedeno is on deck. Much faster, obviously.
Yeah, but I would walk him with 2 outs. I'd walk Olerud in this situation. I know he can drive in some runs. 96 RBI on the year. 107 runs scored. Hit 298 with 19 home runs.
Well, normally the cleanup spot is Mike Piazza. But instead, Agbayani drove in the Mets' second run for a 2-1 lead in this slot. And Cedeno hit the sac fly in this slot to tie the game at 3. And it'll be Cedeno's attempt to send the Mets forward in the playoffs and send the Diamondbacks home. So here it is. Dunston, the winning run at second. And Roger Cedeno to the plate with 2 outs, bottom of the 9th.
Roger Cedeno.
The Mets down to Bobby Bonilla and Mike Piazza is their only 2 bench players.
You moving forward in your seat a little bit?
Yes, sir. I'm almost tipping this thing over.
Inside from Matt Manti. Started as a shortstop. Loved playing every day. You realize that being a relief pitcher, you could throw it hard and play a lot of days. That would be okay. Don Dunston, the lead. Second base. Bell the flip to Frias, and we will go to extras. Matt Manti has stared disaster in the face, and he stared it down. We're headed to the 10th at Shea.
A new report in a leading medical journal suggests the excess risk of breast cancer associated with alcohol consumption may be reduced by folic acid. Centrum has folic acid. When a vitamin is in the news, it's in Centrum.
Imagine, if you will, driving in a world where tires from Yokohama dominate the track with speed, grip, and control. Imagine what this could mean to you. Greater stopping power, more response, more of the kind of performance you want most in a tire. Just imagine. Fantasy? I don't think so. It's Yokohama. Call 1-800-366-TIRE.
Looking for a wireless phone is enough to make your head spin. Analog, PCS, calling areas, night minutes, weekend minutes. Then I went to Circuit City. They helped me find a great phone and the perfect rate plan.
Circuit City has wireless phones from top brands like Nokia, Ericsson, Motorola, and more, and rate plans to fit every lifestyle. Right now, you'll get a free $40 Circuit City gift card with your wireless phone purchase. Let Circuit City clear the air on wireless phones today.
A new report in a leading medical journal suggests the excess risk of breast cancer associated with alcohol consumption may be reduced by folic acid. Centrum has folic acid. When a vitamin is in the news, it's in Centrum.
Top of the 10th inning, and we're still knotted at 3. The Diamondbacks staving off elimination, and now they have a chance to bust ahead. They'll try and do it against John Franco, who after 878 games finally appeared in the postseason the other night. Means he doesn't pass Lindy McDaniel as the pitcher who appeared in the most games of ever hurling in the postseason. John Franco lives out on Staten Island, Lafayette High School in Brooklyn. Went to St. John's, New York through and through, turned 39 on September the 17th, and in his 16th season has finally made it to the postseason. He was a Red when the Mets were good in '86 and '88, then was traded for Randy Myers before the Reds got good. And the Mets went south, right?
Yeah, and he's a great competitor. Being here with this organization, had opportunities to leave, stayed here. Armando Benitez has taken that closing role away from him, but still a very valuable guy, always very upbeat. Throws that fastball that runs away, change up, a big looping curveball. You can bet that he has got some serious butterflies out there, but he's not scared.
Matt Williams, remember, moved on a double switch. So we won't see him again this afternoon, not in the game. Kelly Stinnett, Lenny Harris in that double switch, and Tony Womack. Arizona 11-10 in extra inning games. The Mets 6-5. Stinnett has struck out twice and is grounded to third. Stinnett just 2 for 13 in this series. And after all the excitement, I mean, it's quieted down quite a bit.
Because the other team's hitting. When
Wow,
the Mets are hitting it, they go nuts.
No, I understand. A little too much to take there for a while. It's great stuff. Great stuff. 2-1. Guarding the line at third is Ventura. And for good reason. 2-2. Looking in the Arizona pen, Ray, and there's no one.
Hey, when he decided to take Matt Williams out, and that meant that he was going to have Manti in there for 3 innings, because if there was only going to be 2 innings, Manti would not have gotten up this past inning. So it's his game. Going with his best.
Just missed outside. Count is full to Stinnett.
Outfield very deep. Look at the left fielder there. Playing very deep. No double situation here. Bobby Valentine plays that especially with his outfield. First baseman off the line. Ventura shedding the line 1 step.
Ripped and foul. Ventura, you're right. I mean, we pointed it out. He's not going to be too far away. He's going to be able to make any play that's in fair territory.
Be able to knock the ball down over there and prevent a double. Sometimes it will be a ball that's hooking over the bag, and you have to really actually get out there in 3 or 4 feet of foul territory. But the whole idea there is make sure that you can get a 1 or 2 step dive and at least knock the ball down and keep it from going down in that corner.
Struck him out. Kirk Wendell up throwing in the Mets pen just in case, although Franco's just begun, and he blew this past him, right?
Yeah, he did. Johnny he'll mesmerize you up there a little bit, throwing you all that off-speed stuff, and then come back with a straight 4-seam fastball right over the top. A little slider there, 84 miles an hour. Just a master of changing speeds, moving the ball in and out, up and down.
This is Lenny Harris, who can do a lot of things for you. Going in to play third base. One thing that he has 115 career pinch hits. That's 6th all-time in Major League history. Manny Mota has the most with 150. Smokey Burgess, legendary, with 145. Greg Gross, $140. Jose Morales, 123. Jerry Lynch in the 60s, 116. And Harris, 115. Pretty good.
Lenny's got a chance to get wailing up there. He had 26 pinch hits this year, was second all-time to John Vanderwall's 28, which he had in '95 in Colorado. So you're talking about or you're looking at probably the premier left-handed pinch hitter in the league, he and Johnny Vanderwall.
Little chopper. Oh, nice play by Franco. Oh, man. A basket play by John Franco. So Harris is gone. Are the Astros gone? Let's talk to Bill Pito. Billy, what do you have?
All right, Chris, Ken Caminiti is the tying run. There's a man aboard. He homered earlier. He's got 3 home runs in the series. Facing John Rocker. Could it be? Well, no. Atlanta beats the Stros to advance to the NLCS for the 8th straight year. That's the last baseball game in the history of the Astrodome, the final. 7-5 Atlanta.
A valiant comeback by the Stros, but, you know, I can't say I'm surprised that the Braves are in the NLCS. There's something about that team. Lots of things about that team. Who will join them? Tony Womack got credit with a hit in the 8th on a ball misplayed by Alfonso and ended up scoring the go-ahead run to make it 3-2 on the double down the line by Jay Bell. Good pitch by Franco, Ray. 1-1.
Boy, he's pumped. He's normally in the 87-88 range. He's up around 90-91 today, so tell me his adrenaline's not flowing.
Strike 2. Crowd up. We'll do it again. Foul back toward the Met dugout. So Womack with that ruling of a base hit. 1 for 4, 2 for 17, and the 2-base error in the 8th inning in right field on Olerud. It allowed the Mets to tie it. There will be better days, perhaps right here, for the young man from Danville, Virginia. Bunch of 2s on the board. 2 balls, 2 strikes, 2 outs. Little chopper. Ventura. Olerud. The Diamondbacks are gone in the 10th. And we head to the bottom of the 10th with Ventura leading off. But what about John Franco after all these years in the postseason becoming a defensive wizard?
G-Tech Pro Performance Meter measures 0 to 60 times, quarter-mile times and speed, braking distance, handling G's, and yes, horsepower. No installation, just plug it in and off you go. 1/10 of a second accuracy, achieved with a precision accelerometer and DSP technology. Magazines have tested it. Now they test with it. Find out results before and after your next modification. Make your childhood dream come true. Order your G-Tech Pro today and become the test car driver you always wanted to be. Have as much fun as you had when you drove for the first time. Guaranteed, or your money back. G-Tech Pro is only $139.95. Call our 24-hour hotline right now at 1-800-G-Tech-PRO. That's 1-800-483-2477.
Chris Berman, Ray Knight, Buck Martinez. Glad you could join us here as we've reached the bottom of the 10th at Chase Stadium. You gotta believe, say the fans, that the Mets in their first postseason in 11 years will win their first postseason series in 13 years. The Diamondbacks trying to stave off elimination. Rally caps around Shea Stadium on a real nice early October Saturday afternoon. Robin Ventura, Todd Pratt, Darrell Hamilton coming up. We're all at the crux of that 8th inning. That wild and woolly 8th inning that we'll be talking about for a while. Buck, any moves?
Chris, I'm down here in the dugout now. I moved down to the camera bay, and Mike Piazza's got his thumb so heavily wrapped, I don't see any way in the world he can pinch hit in this situation. So that's one bat that Buck Showalter doesn't have to worry about.
And there it is. Boy, it's almost like he's wearing a glove. Just hope it's all right for tomorrow. Doesn't look great in this angle. Thank you, Buck. Robin Ventura doubled in the 4th inning. Gets under this one. Going out is Bell. Womack makes the play. So 1 out in the 10th. Billy Pito.
All right, Chris, Cleveland and Boston underway from Fenway. Cleveland up 2-0. Ramon Martinez on the hill. Made only 4 starts during the regular season, coming back from arm surgery. Looked good there. Manny Ramirez calls strike 3. Zip, zip, bottom 1 right now from Fenway.
All right, Billy, thank you. Ramon Martinez trying to give the Martinez family a win here for the Red Sox against Cleveland. Pretty tight game, I think, today. Up at Fenway, late afternoon. Todd Pratt, 0 for 4. And a 53-footer for ball 1. Manti now, working in his 3rd inning, came on with two outs in the 8th. So this will be as long as, oh, that's hit well to center field. Finley goes back. It's over. It's over. Todd Pratt, one of the most unlikely heroes, has hit it to dead center field. The Mets have won it in 10, 4-3. They win a playoff. They beat Randy Johnson. They lose Mike Piazza. Yet they win the 2 games here at home without Piazza. And the man who replaced him hits a home run in the 10th inning. And the man that waited so long to get in the postseason gets the win, John Franco. 30 years after the 69 amazing Mets spin their magic, here come the 99 Mets.
Well, Todd, they said that you weren't Mike Piazza, but on that stroke you look like him. Tell us how you feel right now.
I'm just tired. You know, I had a couple chances during the game today, driving some runs. I didn't get the job done. Our team, our pitching did a hell of a job. You know, it's just off the feeling right now, you know.
Todd, after Manti bounced the curveball, were you sitting dead red?
I was sitting dead red. Hell, they batted before. They hit one hopper to him. I got that one up, and I got enough of it. You know, Steve Finley usually grabs that ball, but thank God today.
What about Al Leiter? Leiter, what he's done for you this last week.
He's a big game pitcher. You know, he didn't have the record or the season he wanted. But hell, we're going to play the Braves.
You know what it's like for John Franco. He's a big part of this team, and he picks up the win, and maybe the biggest win this organization has had in a long time.
I'm so proud of Johnny. He came in, 2 strikes. Johnny Oldroot, clutch hitting today. Just everybody, man. We came from so many diversities, and now we're going.
Go enjoy your teammates.
All right, thanks a lot.
He thought that ball was caught.
He did. I saw him pull up there. I wasn't sure either until Finley brought it down with nothing in it. What a great game. What a great series. Place is rocking. He said, bring on the Braves, didn't he?
Yes, he did. So, in many ways, the NLCS that so many have anticipated. Mets, Braves. Now center stage in the National League. Let's not forget these valiant Arizona Diamondbacks, but it's the Mets moment. And what a week, Buck Martinez, for the New York Mets. You're with some of the heroes.
All right, Chris. Bobby Valentine, this team has shown character all year long. You got a great start from Leiter. Moore throws a guy out at the plate. Cedeno with the sac fly. And the extra men had quite a day here today.
Yeah, character's all character. This is a character here with character. He got us in that game, kicked us in the game. The bullpen came in, gave up 1 run, 1 hit. Big deal. They were strong the whole time. It's a good group of guys, led by Al Leiter.
Al, you told me Todd Pratt would be fine today, and boy, did he ever come up big.
It's got to be storybook. Everybody talking about Piazza being out, and of course, we miss Mike a great deal, but I'm so happy for Todd. He called a great game, and then for him to come up with the big hit, unbelievable.
You know what it's like to play in the postseason. How about John Franco picking up the W today?
So happy for him. Obviously a big inning, and he got through it, and that helped us win it. I'm happy.
Bobby Valentine 1 step out of the way now. Now you can enjoy this game and not worry about what's ahead for you.
Well, I'm worried about it, but I got a great group of guys. Todd Pratt. Mike Piazza will be back. Todd Pratt's always there, along with Ricky Henderson. And I mean, this is just a great group of guys. They were wonderful. They did it for the fans in New York and for the ownership of this team, Steve Phillips, and for themselves, because they deserve it.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
So next date for this amazing Mets team will be Tuesday night in Atlanta. Ray, you've been here. You were part of some great games here, which, by the way, the Mets now are perfect 5 for 5 every time they've had a chance to close out a postseason series on their home field. Unlikely heroes, but then again, it's been an unlikely last 8 days for the New York Mets.
Well, that's why they have 25 men on those rosters, and as you saw, Benitez come in, did a great job. Franco, a great job, held it down. A guy that never makes mistakes. Alfonso did not come up with a play, but again, it's a game of redeeming features. They played outstanding baseball. Cookie Rojas got thrown out of a game on a ball that he thought was a fair ball. It didn't work out their way. Then Todd Pratt, who'd have thought Todd Pratt, coming into this season, 13 Major League home runs, and here he is, a hero at a time that he'll never, ever forget.
So the Mets, for the second time in a week, opened the bottles of bubbly. My goodness, that bill will skyrocket. For a moment, let's go to Bill Pito.
All right, Chris, thank you very much. Dramatics at Shea today as the Mets now will take on the Braves in the NLCS as Atlanta.
First, final conflict.
Oh my God.
New alliances, new agendas, new deceptions, a new season. Tonight at 7 on the WB11.
Chevy trucks are the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. And now, during Chevy Truck Month, check out the powerful Silverado, the rugged S10, the driving security of Blazer, the legendary Suburban, and the agile, durable Chevy Tracker. During Chevy Truck Month, you'll find the biggest selection of the year on the most dependable, longest-lasting trucks on the road. Chevy trucks.
business.
I think I'm going to make a trade.
Phil Jackson arrived in L.A. today and wasted no time getting down to business.
You got a wish list? Dream team?
I'm still doing my research.
We're talking basketball because Showtime has returned to Los Angeles in the
You
form
guys
of...
don't know anything about Phil Jackson. Nothing. No, I drive him. Did you just wake up, pal? We don't know who it's going to be.
I drive Mr. Jackson.
Hey, does yours do this?
Who, what, when, where?
Hot pager, hot pager. That's probably him now. Phil. Phil.
Hey, yo, Phil.
That won't work.
Hi, Mr. Jackson. So I heard about a trade.
How you doing? My name's Pete. Pete, your limo driver. Call me the water bug. I was just wondering, you could throw me a bone and just, you know anything about the trade?
I'm going to make it right now.
Well, sure. I'll give it a smooth ride.
TD Waterhouse, $12 online trades, 160 branches nationwide. Member New York Stock Exchange.
Make the call, Phil. Come on.
Welcome to Shea Stadium, everybody. Sean Kimmerling with you. And this Met franchise has been called the Miracle Mets and the Amazing Mets. Well, Met fans starting to get that feeling again. The whole season's been an emotional roller coaster ride, and today's Game 4 certainly no different. A thrilling come-from-behind victory over the Arizona Diamondbacks, highlighted by Todd Pratt's game-winning home run in the 10th inning. Let's check out the highlights from Shea Stadium. It started with Edgardo Alfonso. He's earning the nickname Senor Octubre. A big home run in Cincinnati on Monday, 2 more Tuesday in Arizona, then 1 today, 1-0 Mets. Then it's Benny Agbayati hitting fourth for Mike Piazza. The double into the gap, that scores Ricky Henderson. It's 2-1 Mets. We move to the 8th inning. Armando Benitez in to face Jay Bell. The deep fly to left. That is off the wall for a 2-run double. It's 3-2 Arizona. Still in the 8th inning. This time the bottom of the 8th. John Olerud comes up. And he hits the fly to right. Tony Womack going back, and Womack is back. Oops, he drops it. So the Mets have runners at second and third with nobody out. That brings to the plate Roger Cedeno. The sacrifice fly, that scores Edgardo Alfonso, and we are tied at 3. Still in the 8th inning, things get a little crazy. Darrell Hamilton, the fly to left. Question is the ball fair? Umpire Charlie Williams says no. Mets third base coach Cookie Rojas goes nuts and pushes the umpire. The Mets would not score again in the inning. There it is. Take a look. Very close call. Then we move to the 10th inning. Matt Manti facing Todd Pratt, only in the game because Mike Piazza can't play, and forget about it. There it goes to dead center field. A game-winning home run. Get out of there. Get out of there. A game-winning home run. And the Mets defeat the Arizona Diamondbacks 4-3. They are advancing in the postseason for the first time since that magical year of 1986. Now the question is, who will they play in the postseason? Well, the answer to that question is the Atlanta Braves, who advanced today by beating Houston in Houston. Atlanta wins that series 3-1, and that sets up a National League Championship Series. Met fans going crazy. Let's talk to one of them. How long have you been a Met fan?
33 years.
And you've been waiting a long time for this.
11 years.
This is the scene at Shea Stadium. Fans going pretty berserk. Let's talk to you. How long have you been a Met fan, sir?
Finish tonight. Todd Pratt won the game. Played the best game all year long.
Can the Mets beat the Braves?
We're going to beat the Braves. No problem at all. No problem.
Can you believe the way this game ended?
I can't believe it. We believed it all along. You got to believe in the Mets, baby. You got to believe. We're going to fucking Atlanta. We're going to Atlanta.
All right. I can't hear a word anybody is saying. If you can hear me back in the studio, we're going to throw it back to you. We will have all the highlights coming up a little later on the WB11 News at 10. That is the story from Shea Stadium. Let's go back to regularly scheduled programming.
All right.